Good evening and welcome to Omnibroslive. I am OmniDog, one of your co-hosts. Omnibroslive is also co-hosted by, from Near Mint Condition, the fabulous Omar. Omar, how's it going, buddy?
It's going all right, brother. It's going all right. How is everybody doing tonight? Thank you for joining Jess and I on this exciting adventure of wonderful goodies we are, I guess, looking forward to into 2019. And most of these books, if not all, can be found eventually at
InStockTrades.com, where you can get up to 50% off your favorite collected editions. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. They often have sales for 3% off on extra 3% off on certain things. Over $50 in the United States gets you free shipping, fabulous packaging, and the best customer service around. That's InStockTrades.com.
Perfect. You have got that down to a little jingle. Oh, actually, all you really need to do for the next episode is just create a little jingle.
I really should.
And just sing. And that is and that's probably the moment that they'll be like, we're done sponsoring you guys.
How to lose a sponsor in 10 seconds.
Nobody needs to hear Jess sing.
No, I'd have to do it through a vocoder or whatever those things are. InStockTrades.com.
All right, man. Let's get the show on the road. Let's do it. What are we talking about today, brother?
We're talking about the Marvel Hachette catalog for 2019. And I am going to be screen sharing various things. Philip Evans, no, you got in just in time to hear Omar trash the whole thing.
I'm not. There are lots of things I'm excited about. Unfortunately, other things I'm angry at Marvel about, but I guess we'll get there. Let's do it, Jess. Let's do this screen share. You remember how to do this, big dog?
I do. Let's see. First, isolate me.
Here is where you break the internet.
Your entire screen. Share. Present to everyone. Okay. Let me just randomly pick something. How's that? Did I do it wrong?
I think you got it.
Are you seeing Thanos Wars Infinity Origin Omnibus?
I got it. We're good to go. Let's do it. First book off the list. Wow, you're going to kick it off with this one. This is the Thanos, and I'm still calling him Thanos. I know most people
that's funny.
Thanos. I don't care. Infinity Origin Omnibus. Now, scroll down a little bit, sir, and I think it gives you the oh, there it is. Okay, so it's $100, right? However, the contents. Now, if people can see the contents of this. This is one that kind of aggravates me a little bit because this kind of overlaps with the Guardians of the Galaxy solo omnibus that came out last year.
Oh.
So Iron Man 55 is in that omnibus, and it's in this one too. Captain Marvel 27 to 33 is in the Guardians of the Galaxy omnibus, but this one collects 25 to 34, so a little more. The Marvel, let me see, Strange Tales 180 to 181 is in the Guardians of the Galaxy solo. This one has 178 to 181. Warlock 9 through 11. This one has 9 through 15. Avengers 125 is in this one, but Avengers 219 to 220 is in the other one in Annual 7. So it's this one. So do you see what I mean? Like that's like half the book already has been already done in one omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the Marvel 2-in-1 annual. Yep, that one is in the original Guardians of the Galaxy solo omnibus. Let me see. I don't think that graphic novel would be because that wouldn't make sense. That's the death of Captain Marvel. And material from Logan's Run. That's the Thanos stuff. And material from Daredevil 105. Wow. That is a solid pass for me. No, thank you. Next.
I'm just saying this with peace and love in my heart, but are we really going to be going through every issue that's...
No.
Okay,
I'm just telling why. I'm explaining why I'm angry at this one.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead. Because I mean, seriously, we have enough content for like other things that they could be releasing, but we're wasting our time with something that like at least 70% of this stuff has already been collected in that other omnibus.
Okay.
So
How
what's
about this
next?
one?
Oh, fuck off, Jess. Come on, really? This is another one. Come on, dude. Okay, let me tell you why I'm angry at this one. Why in the hell did they not just cash in and re-release the Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus? No, they decided to give us another Omnibus for $125 that only includes Infinity Gauntlet 1 through 6, and then something that took 20 years after Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity 6-issue miniseries, and then the new Avengers and Avengers issues that are
Yeah,
part of
this
that
makes no
storyline.
sense to me.
No, they're just cashing in on the name Infinity, and that's it for $125. Fuck off, Marvel. No, thank you. Next. Why that? I'm serious. They should have reprinted Infinity Gauntlet. That is ridiculous.
Okay, Savage Sword of Conan.
That's a fuck yeah for me. This is the other sort of Conan series from the Marvel years. So, do you know much about this one?
No, this is the magazine.
Yeah. So this is the black and white stuff.
Ah, okay.
But
So sort of like
this
the
is
kung fu thing.
right. Yes, very much like that. So this collects that stuff, and that stuff was also a lot of it was uncensored. So that's a hell yeah for me. I've never read a lot of this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have not read like any of this stuff. I've read only like the Conan book from Marvel. I've never read any of the magazine stuff, so I'm really happy to see this. This Marvel wins me back with this. But yes, I don't know who the hell decided to do that Infinity. Both of those Infinity omnibuses. I guess the same guy that just recently released the stupid Dark Phoenix Saga omnibus. Instead, I'm really curious to see how many copies that sold. Even the most, I guess, if you collect every omnibus, I don't know if you got that type of money. Maybe if you're a guy that collects every omnibus, you're gonna get it. But that book doesn't deserve to exist.
I don't disagree.
All right, next. Yes, this is a day one for me, along with the Conan Marvel Years omnibus. So I'm happy to see this one.
Okay, good. What's the highlights of this one? Oh, Neil Adams' classic Kree Skrull War.
Yes, okay. I love that it's still Neil Adams, even though if you've actually read it, like he's not the one that finishes the story.
Mm.
It has a very. Do you know anything about the Kree Skrull War?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. Has a very interesting ending. I'll leave it at that. A very interesting ending. But I'm excited about this because I collect these in omnibus formats, and I'm glad I passed on the Epic Collection that had the Kree Skrull War. Now, I think it also has the Defenders crossover, if I'm not mistaken.
Defenders 8 through 11.
Okay, yeah. So this is a hell yeah for me. I am definitely
okay. Good. So you're pleased about this one?
Oh yeah. Anytime. This is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the very first omnibus that has been a volume 4. Like we don't have a Fantastic Four volume 4 without counting the yeah, that one. This is the first omnibus that they started years ago that has reached a volume 4. So that gives me hope that they want to continue and they want to do Uncanny X-Men volume 4. They want to do Amazing Spider-Man volume 4. They want to do, Fantastic Four and all these other books. So I'm really excited about this one.
Excellent.
A must buy for me at least. And this actually gets into the really good years of Avengers too.
Okay, good.
I'm happy about this book. See, I told you it's not all hate, brother. Just
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell with you.
Yeah, I did warn you ahead of time.
Yeah. Captain America Epic Collection, The Superior Stratagem.
Yeah. Are we done with Omnis? Was that the only Omnis that we had?
Oh, I don't know. No, wait. Let's see. Infinity War Omnibus.
Okay.
I'll put that one up.
I'm pissed about that one too. If you want to, let's highlight that one. And I'll tell you why I'm angry.
Isn't it up?
Let me see if you got it there. Yep, I see it now. So the Infinity War Omnibus collects Infinity War 1 through 6, right? And then a bunch of like crossover events that really don't add much to the story, with the exception of Warlock and the Infinity Watch. But instead of giving you Warlock and the Infinity Watch 1 through 10, they decided to just put 7 through 10 on there, which is so stupid because you would have had a really good, like, this could have been a really solid omnibus. But instead, they decided, we'll just throw, the 6 issues. People will buy it, which, I mean, what will probably end up happening is they're probably wanting to sell it based on the name. So they'll be like, okay, well, we'll call this the Infinity War Prelude Omnibus, and then include it in there and include the stuff from like the Infinity Gauntlet Aftermath, things like that. I'm hoping that's what they're going to do. I don't know. So I'm on the fence on this one because I don't want to pay $125 for 6 issues of the Infinity War. I mean, honestly, all the other stuff is just the doppelgangers going around and fighting their counterparts. It's not that great. So
as far as I know, that was the last omnibus, because I was just clicking on things to get them, so we could run into some Omnis down the line here. I know Deadpool minibus is. What's that now?
There was a Star Wars omnibus too that was coming out. The Star Wars Jason Aaron omnibus. I think that was on there too.
Okay. Star Wars. No. That's an epic. I don't know. I just have these tabs open.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. The Star Wars, the Jason Aaron stuff. It's just his years. And I think we all saw that one coming.
Wait, this is Jason Aaron? Star Wars Legends Epic, The Old Republic Volume 3?
No. That's the stuff from the Dark Horse years. There's a omnibus, the Jason Aaron omnibus.
Okay. I'm on Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Old Republic Volume 3.
Yeah, that's the Dark Horse stuff being reprinted by Marvel.
Okay, so just get rid of this?
Sure, if you want to. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like that stuff. We can talk about this stuff. I think there were 2 Iron Man epics, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, The Man Who Killed Tony Stark. And Return of the Ghost.
So let's go to The Man That Killed Tony Stark first, because I think that is the next one that lines up. If I'm not mistaken, that one should be Volume 3. So, what does it contain?
Yeah, it says Volume 3. Yeah.
2 to 24.
Iron Man 2 to 24.
Yeah, so that's Volume 3. Good. I'm glad, because I passed on the Omnis. And then what is the Return of the Ghost? Which has nothing to do with the movie Ghost, by the way. 233 to 244. So this is Volume 14. So this goes probably, I would say, after the Stark Wars Epic Collection. And, okay, this one fits in nicely in between the Stark Wars Epic Collection and the Doom Epic Collection. So this is Volume 14. Cool.
Okay. Let me get rid of those 2. Yoink. Yoink. That's not an epic. Here's an epic. Avengers Epic, Fear the Reaper. Ooh, is this, they got together with Blue Oyster Cult and they did something with them?
No, not at all. This is, what's his name's brother? Simon's brother. Wonder Man's brother. So this is 348. So this is the Bob Harris stuff, if I'm not mistaken. 348 to 359. Yeah, this is, okay. Volume 23. Man, Avengers has gone through a lot.
Okay, let's see. And the next epic was Captain America, the Superior Stratagem.
Yes, so this is Volume 17. And we have, let me see, I think it goes right after Streets of Poison. So we have Bloodstone Hunt, which is Volume 15, Streets of Poison, which is Volume 16. So this goes right after that. So this is Volume 17. I've never read that Captain America, like the Adventures of Captain America 1 through 4. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Doctor Strange, this is oversized hardcover?
Let me see. Is it the Donny Cates stuff? Yeah, this is the oversized hardcovers that will go up with the Jason Aaron stuff. Yeah. So I'm excited about that Avengers book, man. That's good. I was just looking through these, and those were the leather jacket years.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking through my Avengers here on my shelf. Ooh, I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm keeping an eye on the chat.
Oh yeah, what's going on there? Because I can't see it.
Let's see. Okay, they're talking about. Oh, that's a good point. Kemi Jacob said, "Uncanny X-Men 2 is really X-Men 4." Yeah, but they renumbered it, right? It's kind of weird how they do it. Marvel has a fear, and I guess any comic book publisher of, you're not going to sell as many number 2s and number 3s and number 4s as you are number 1. So that's why they decide to always renumber them, especially these $100 books. Like the odds of somebody going into a store and buying a volume 5 of Avengers for $100, it's very rare. So that's why I'm glad they're keeping the numbering system. And here, yeah, Trigonosis is saying Harris, hell yeah. There's an Avengers box set. Hey, Tyler Blunt's in the room, and so is Furquan from Malaysia. Thank you for joining us.
Right on, man. Hey, Tyler Blunt.
And all right, where are we at? Donnie Cates. Yes, this is good stuff. I like this run. This was nice. I think this stuff takes place after Cullen Bunn. So Cullen Bunn didn't get the oversized hardcover treatment, did he?
I guess not.
Because didn't he write the run in between Jason Aaron and Donnie Cates, if I'm not mistaken?
You're asking the wrong guy. I should be asking you that.
You should be asking me that. Okay, where's Riley?
Yeah.
All right, next.
Deadpool Minibus 3.
This is all you.
Yeah, I love Deadpool minibuses, and I love Deadpool. And I'm totally happy about this.
Like, it doesn't even say what it contains.
No, you're right. It doesn't say it just gives a description.
They don't care anymore. They're like, fuck it. People like Jess are going to buy it, so throw it out there.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. I'm just reading the description because I like Shikla, so she'll be in it.
Okay, cool. Next. Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. This is a hardcover. So this is the one that we don't know much about. 248 pages. It's people were speculating that it could be the Bendis stuff, but I'm thinking it might be the new Uncanny X-Men book that's coming out.
Okay.
This one comes out in April. I don't know if they'll have enough. I guess if they have 85 different variant covers of number 1, they could put issues 1 through 6 in this oversized hardcover and charge you $35, and idiots like me will buy it. So there goes that stupid ass theory.
And Uncanny X-Men Classified. We don't know much about it.
No, I don't know if that's a new series or what that is. Classified. We know it's $35. I love that they don't love classifying the price. Damn, they don't give us the page count. Okay, whatever. Next.
No, 0 known about this book. Yay!
I'm happy for you. So does this is this the remaining series?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, well, there's enough for an omnibus then. Now we can get an omnibus of Spider-Gwen, and I can buy it and make fun of you.
Right, as I'm happily reading my hardcovers. Okay. Iron Man, Heroes Return, the Complete Collection, Volume 1.
Okay. I'm okay with this. So we've already had an Iron Man Heroes Return hardcover, soft covers, and an omnibus. Now Marvel seems to think that we need a complete collection run, but whatever. Sure. Yay. Good. This is the 4th round. So next.
I am
so disappointed that this is not a oversized hardcover. That would have looked great right after the JMS run. So I think I'm going to pass on this one. And I thought for some reason that we've already had a complete collection or ultimate collection of this run already, but I could be mistaken.
Okay.
Next, Avengers World.
Oh, this book sucks.
The bane of my existence. Yeah, we did old reader, new readers, and everybody Trigonosis kept saying,
That's his
read
favorite.
Avengers World. That's where that story takes place. And then we did, yeah. And then in Omnibros Live, I was like, when we were reviewing the Ant-Man book, I was asking when Stature came back, when Cassie came back. And Riley was like, oh, it happened in Avengers World. I'm like, shit, did everything happen in Avengers World? Like the last 5 years of Marvel is all takes place in Avengers World. So for some reason, I feel like I have to buy that damn book now.
It's a good book. I read the first two once I got done with Hickman's Avengers, and I'll read the next two once I get done with Volume 2 of Hick Avengers. It's a good read.
Huge page number, 528 pages for $40. Sold, brother.
Okay.
So I'll pick that up, and then I'll be like, oh, Jason Aaron's Avengers, that makes so much more sense. The Avenging Spider-Man collection. I read a couple of these issues, and I don't know if I want this or not. Some of the stuff that was drawn by Adam Kubert, that was okay. So I don't know. Yeah, this might be a pass for me.
Okay.
I thought, and I think at the same time this was going on as Superior Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken. That's when this series was going on. All right, what's next, brother?
Mighty Avengers.
So I own the oversized hardcovers, and I'm okay with keeping those. Actually, let me get that down and see what the difference is. So this takes place after Bendis's Mighty Avengers run. So the Mighty Avengers stuff that I have here, it's the same thing. Secret Invasion, Requiem, and 21 through 36. But they don't credit Christos Gage, who did a lot of the writing for it. Just give it to Dan Slott, really? All right, what's next? Marvel Knights Fantastic Four. This is the first time I saw Steve McNiven's artwork. And I fell in love with his stuff. Honestly, I don't. It's been years since I've read this, and I've read this when it first came out in in single issue format. So I couldn't tell you what the story was about. But I think the writers an acquired taste. Some people hate his stuff, some people love it. But Steve McNiven, that's the first time I saw his artwork, and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, but they need to hire him to do a X-Men comic book. So, yeah. All right. Let's keep rolling. Iron Man by Fraction and LaRocca. Hoping that this was also a oversized hardcover collection, which I have. So this collects 1 through 19. So I'll probably pass on this because I already have the hardcovers.
Okay.
But this was an interesting run. I don't know. Fraction's Iron Man was... I liked the stories. I just didn't like the way that he wrote Tony. But that was just me. What's next?
Secret Avengers.
Yeah, I've got those in trade paperback. This is a really good run. Warren Ellis' stuff was really solid, and then this is Rick Remender that came on after he took off.
Pretty sure I lost all this in the flood.
Yeah, it's time to buy, baby, because this stuff is good. I like that stuff.
Right. Let me read this. Is this during Siege? When does this occur?
Secret Avengers during Siege?
Yeah, no. Why are they Secret Avengers?
Because they're in hiding.
From whom?
I don't know. You expect me to remember that shit? I know it takes place like during Fear itself.
Okay.
It was
yeah, I do expect you to know this shit.
It was like Nova and Moon Knight. Brubaker. That's who started it. And then it went to Warren Ellis. And then it went over to Remender. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
But the Remender stuff was like right after Secret Fear itself.
Okay. Oh, Earth's Mightiest box set.
Here we go. This is what everybody was looking at. Okay, so I will let you read to me, my minion, what the contents in is.
Avengers box set slipcase poster.
Okay.
Avengers by Lee and Kirby Premier Hardcover collecting Avengers 1 through 16. Avengers Kree Skrull War Premiere collecting Avengers 89 through 97.
Okay.
Avengers Defenders War Premiere hardcover 115 collecting Avengers 115 through 118, Defenders 8 through 11. Avengers Celestial Madonna Premiere collecting Avengers 129 through 135, Giant Size Adventures 2 through 4. Avengers The Korvac Saga 167, 168, 170 through 177, and Thor Annual 6.
I absolutely love the Korvac saga.
Under Siege premiere hardcover 270 through 277.
Great story too. So it looks like they're just grabbing things from all over the Avengers here. And one thing to keep in mind as Jess is reading these is these are standard size hardcovers. They're not oversized hardcovers like the size of an omnibus. These are just your typical trade paperback or standard size hardcover. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. The Gatherers Saga 343, 344, 348, 349, 355, 366, 364. 372, 74, 75. Avengers, The Morgan Conquest, collecting Avengers 1998, 1 through 4.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'm gonna stop you right there and just say that they did not include Avengers: The Crossing in this, so fuck this box set. How dare you include Avengers Disassemble but not Avengers: The Crossing? The fuck. However, they did include Avengers Forever, which retcons Avengers The Crossing, so that's cool. Go ahead.
Forever 1 through 12, and then Disassembled.
Yeah.
And then the Final Host, which is Avengers 2018 1 through 6.
Yeah, it's the
comic book day #1.
So I have said the box sets are beautiful. I have passed up on every single one. The Secret Wars, the Infinity Gauntlet stuff. And this will also, actually, this one's an easy pass for me because this is just all over the place. I already get this stuff in, an omnibus format, and I've got a lot of the epic collections. I don't need this, but hey, if you love those box sets, that's $500. That's all you.
I have 3 of them, but I'm going to pass on this because it does seem all over the place.
Yeah, well, you have 3 of them. You have an Akira box set too.
Yeah, that's true. I got a lot of box sets that I ignore.
Yeah. Real comic book collector there. All right.
That's right, collector, not reader.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2099 versus Venom 2099.
That's an interesting collection. So I assume this is cashing in on the Peter David series that was previously collected in classic format. But I can't vouch if they made it this far or not, so I don't know if it was... I wonder why they're using the name Venom on this.
Good question.
But it's not being released until April of next year. When the hell's the Venom movie come out?
Like October.
Yeah, no. I don't know about this. All right, keep going.
We're down to our last 2. Gambit Thieves World.
Yes. So this, what year is this stuff? The 2004 series. Okay. I want to say this is the hard to find Gambit series that has been out of print for a little while, and they had previously it had been just the 3 trade paperbacks, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, right. So, where the first one's out of print and the second one's like a little bit out of print.
Yeah, so I'll probably pick this up. That was a pretty good run. And the Rogue and Gambit miniseries has sparked my interest in Gambit again.
Okay.
It was really good. I really liked it. So, let's see. What else we got? What's the next?
Last one, Star Wars by Jason Aaron Omnibus, which I predicted because I got the third hardcover, and I said, now that I bought this, there will be an Omnibus. I said that on my haul video 2 days ago, and boom, I was right.
Well, I know you're missing some. So let me see if I can go back to the list, because the list also includes
I am missing some?
Yeah, there's Spider-Man New Ways to Live, which is the stuff from Dan Slott. It's a huge
Okay.
collection. And then there's the X-Men by Peter Milligan, which to me is some of the worst X-Men comics ever written. It is up there with Chuck Austin's, but I said this in the group though. I'm like, but do I own the trade paperbacks? You're goddamn right, I do.
That
Because
is right.
I am a completist and an idiot, and that is not a good combination. Um, so I think there should be two of those. But Blood of Apocalypse, man, that book was going for hundreds of dollars at one time. I think it's dropped down for like 60 or something now. Now, with this, they're probably going to end up reprinting it in the second volume. And then X-Men Onslaught Aftermath.
Can
That's
I
that's
sign
huge.
off of this now?
Yes, I want to see your face.
That's right. Okay. Do, 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 do,
So
stop.
I do want to talk about the book that I just said though, the X-Men book, which is X-Men Onslaught Aftermath.
Okay.
Let me pull up what the contents are. So the contents of this is Uncanny X-Men 338 to 340, Annual 96-97, X-Men 58 through 61, Annual 97, and X-Men Unlimited 12 through 14, and the final chapter of the Great and Creed saga, X Factor 130. Now, this is a big deal to people like me because this completes a huge chunk of Uncanny X-Men in trade paperback format. This leads into the hunt for Xavier and all that other stuff later on, like Magneto War, X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue Zero, the hunt for Professor X, the trial of Gambit. Like, yeah, this is huge, man. So I'm excited about that. That's a huge chunk of stuff that's coming out.
E. Tyler says, clean up that desktop, Jess. Clean mind, clean desktop. I think you mean organized mind, organized desktop. I don't have a clean mind. I have an organized mind. But I do need to clean up my desktop. Sorry.
Do you have... Did it show the date of the...
March 12th,
March 12th.
2019.
So, there are things obviously missing here, right? There are things that we were hoping to see. We were hoping to see a Daredevil Bendis reprint, or some people were. We were hoping to see Captain America by Brubaker reprints. We were hoping to see... I was hoping to see an all-new Wolverine omnibus or an Old Man Logan omnibus or at least oversized hardcovers or the first Jason Aaron Thor omnibus. That would have been nice.
Right.
He is on the third arc. So, I don't know. I mean, we all know that with these things, like, this is the beginning, right? Marvel and DC both sneak things in there in monthly solicitations. Like, that is really cool. Like, I love looking at this stuff, and then I still get excited when I look at the monthly solicitations going, oh, we didn't know about that. Oh, shit, we didn't know about that. Oh, Marvel, that's wonderful. But it doesn't happen every time. So I'm hoping to see more stuff. Because we know about, the Spider-Man, Ben Reilly Omnibus Volume 1. And there was something else that was announced. Oh, what the hell was it? I can't remember now. But anyway, so we know those things are out there. And we know that there's probably going to be more things coming too.
I agree with Mutant Agenda. All new Wolverine by Tom Taylor omnibus is a must. I completely agree with that. I love all new Wolverine.
I said that.
When did you say that?
Do you zone out when I speak? I just said that like 2 minutes ago.
Huh?
Well played, old man. Well played.
Are you done with your rant or anything, or are we still going? Because I do have a letter I want to read from the Comics for Kids.
Oh, no, read your letter, man. I'm good. You heard my rant.
Okay, that's cool, and you can keep ranting after this letter. I mean, we're all always up for a good Omar rant, so that's fine. But I specifically wanted to address this Thursday viewership because a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we just quickly organized a donation, a charity donation pool for comic books for kids to tie in with the OmniBros code for IST. This Thursday night viewership, we promoted it, and it was funded that night all $200 of it was funded by this group. And it actually far exceeded that and almost made it to $500. So I just wanted to thank you guys. And Comic Books for Kids founder Mark Weiss wrote this letter that says, to all my new friends at OmniBros, thank you. Because of security reasons, Facebook does not provide us with any contributors' contact information. And while that is good for your privacy, it means I can't reach out to each of you to say thank you. As such, I asked Jess if he would share this with you. There's only a few paragraphs, but I wanted you all to know how much your support means to us. First and foremost, thank you for allowing us the ability to ship more comic books, graphic novels, and trade paperbacks to children all over the U.S. Wait, did you say graphic novels and trade paperbacks? Yes, thanks to your generous support, we are expanding our mission to now provide graphic novels and trades to those hospitals that have lending libraries. Let me share with you what else your funding is allowing us to do. As Nate mentioned on the show, that's Nate Burkholtz, who we had on the show with us to promote this, we currently work with children's hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. that are specifically designated as children's hospitals. But there are so many more hospitals across the U.S. regionally that have pediatric wards. Those children, too, are equally deserving of what we can offer them. To that end, and as Nate mentioned, we have reached out to the Children's Hospital Association and the Association of Child Life Professionals and have asked them to contact all of the hospitals in their network. That number will be a factor of 5 times more hospitals than what we are focusing on today. But thanks to your generosity and those of others, we are going to see how we can expand to support this. Last, we needed storage space for our comics. I know Nate mentioned this as well. Unfortunately, many of you know the storage space does not come cheap. A 10 by 10 space to house the comics we are going to be acquiring will cost us $1,500 a year. As I write this, your efforts alone have allowed us to fund 1/3 of the cost. So thank you all. Because of all of us together, all of us are making a difference. Thank you for taking a moment to listen, and thank you for showing the rest of the country how it is done. Lastly, please know that I am accessible to all of you if you ever want to help. Both my email and phone number are on the contact tab of our website, which is cb4k.org. And if you ever want to see pictures of what your donations do, please go to that site and check out our community tab. Thank you all so very much, Mark Weiss, Comic Books for Kids. And if you go into your, I found this out, if you go into your browser and type the whole thing out, Comic Books for Kids, you get somebody else. It's cb4k.org. cb4k.org. Just that alone. So thank you very much. All you guys, we not only attained our goal that night, but far exceeded it. And I think we will be working with them in the near future to raise some more money for them. So you guys are great. Thank you all so much for your contributions to that worthy charity.
Unmute. Okay.
Unmute.
That was really nice. That was really cool. I didn't know about the space problem they were having. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
These things. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. There was another, many years ago, they started a movement of comic books in the classroom, or comics in the classroom. It was like teachers started this thing about 15 years ago where he was just constantly having people donate old comic books to their to kids' classrooms and stuff. I always thought that was cool because my wife, she kept all kinds of comics in her class. She taught high school freshmen, so I think it's a very good idea, and it's wonderful to have kids too that have them in the hospitals. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's great.
So thank you everybody that donated, and anybody that looked at it, thought about donating but didn't have it. Don't feel guilty.
You'll get another chance. This isn't the last of comic book cb4k.org. You'll be hearing from them again soon, I have a feeling.
So what's for the rest of the night? I didn't have anything planned. That was it, man. I guess it's we've been on for 50 minutes. You want to take it to the chat, see if we have any questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I have it. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you want to tackle this topic, but it was kind of a controversial topic on the Omnibus Collectors swap and community page. about DC canceling the Monster Society, Shazam, the Monster Society, the original
Oh,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel.
I tend to stay away from things like that or letting like.
Okay,
Oh no, not because I think everybody has an opinion,
they
and
do.
it's wonderful, but people, it's one of those topics that gets people riled up really easy, right? Whether you're on one side or the other. Um, how do where do I stand on it? It's I
Well,
assume that they canceled it because of the racial stereotypes from the time, right? Like
yeah,
the way black people were drawn, or the way that Asian
Asians were
people were
done. Yeah,
drawn, and I honestly I think I own several books, several manga anyway, that have always shown a disclaimer that this is art from that time, especially Osamu Tezuka when he was drawing Astro Boy. Like his black characters always had the big lips, the Sambo-esque looking um,
oh
char-
right,
characters. That stuff. I don't know. To me, this is my opinion. It doesn't bother me, that kind of stuff, because it was. I'm not saying it's okay, but it was just the art from the time. For that matter, like I mean, look how many volumes of the Spirit do we have
right.
with what's his name, the black character in that. And I mean, that was that's pretty racist for the time. Like now, I'm upset it got canceled though, because I know, not for me, but I know people were really looking forward to having his artwork collected. Apparently, the guy that drew it. Um, but that's where I stand. Like, I mean, if they put a disclaimer on it, let them know. Remember when I talked about the what was it, the Sesame Street Volume One? How it had a warning. May not be suitable for kids
Yeah,
because of that episode where they go to the neighbor's house. Yeah, I think
right.
if they put, this is from a different time or something. But that's just my opinion. And that's what about you? Where do you stand with this?
I understand the decision because with a movie coming out, is that really the book you want people to be gravitating towards?
Well,
Is
I
that
think
the thing?
it's the beginning though, wasn't it? Like towards the beginning of the books that they wanted to start collecting.
Yeah, I think that's just not the representation of Captain Marvel they wanted to have out there coinciding with the movie, and they decided they could probably come up with some better stuff. So I get it. And I don't it's not I don't see the parallels with book burning or censorship or anything. It's material they chose not to put out, and that's their
Yeah.
right. They didn't want it associated. They got a big movie coming up, and they didn't want their character associated with that.
Well, remember when I said I was a completist about things?
Well, yeah,
I am still waiting on my damn Song of the South by Disney, and we know that's never coming. The one of
right.
Uncle Remus
I
books.
Uncle Remus. I remember seeing
Yeah.
Song of the South when I was little.
So it's just things. It's their call ultimately. What gets released, what isn't. I mean, the deleted scenes from Fantasia. That stuff. It's gone forever. Like
Yeah,
people have uploaded black and white copies that they had on YouTube, but that's it. And Disney is never going to restore that. It's a side of Disney that they don't want out. So it's I'm with you. It's probably a good call on the publishers then. As far as
yeah.
completists and people that probably want that stuff, that's probably why they're mad. Um, but I wasn't going to get it. So.
I wasn't either. Old school Captain Marvel is. I read it as a kid, and even as a kid, I didn't dig it that much. But so
That's
it
during his
doesn't.
Fawcett years, right? Like when he was
Yeah,
Fawcett Comics.
right.
Yeah. I never read any of that stuff. I just, like I said, I mentioned before, my DC didn't start until Crisis on Infinite Earth. So, hot topic, Jess. What else do you want to talk about?
um, let's see. Well, I am about a third of the way through my Hick Vengers 2 book, and I'm enjoying it.
Good, man.
I didn't read any today, and that makes me worried that I'm going to forget everything that happened. But actually, so far, this book seems to be a little more linear with not as many story arcs as Hick Vengers 1. So I have a feeling that I'll be able to pick it up again tomorrow and not feel as lost as I did when I let a couple days go between reads of Volume 1. So that is going well, and I'm very happy with it. And Saturday, I should be getting my Volume 2 of the Shield book by Hickman. So I anticipate my readathon will be done within a couple of weeks, which will be a big accomplishment for me. And I can tell you're happy for me, so thank you.
I'm so excited for you. Welcome to 2013, Jess. You are a true collected editions trade waiter.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you accumulate so much. You know, you're like, oh shit, that book's been out for 10 years. I guess I better get on that before somebody spoils it for me. Because I mean, there are lots of books out there with that. I think the Facebook group does a really good job of not spoiling things.
Oh, I think so too. I really appreciate everybody not spoiling stuff that's years old. I really appreciate that.
I really like people to enjoy things for the first time, right? And I think if you spoil something big, especially if you didn't see it coming, it kind of takes away from the story, and that sucks.
Yeah. Omnipool asked it for what we're getting next week. I actually don't know. Do you want me to pull up the previews catalog and see what's coming next week? I actually don't know.
I have no idea.
I forget how I get to previews. Previews world. Okay.
How you get the previews?
Yeah, previews world. Now that I'm there.
I know this week I got the X-Men Revolution that I'll probably do an overview on my channel. Because a lot of people are on the fence. Is it good, or what does it contain? So I was going to do a video of it when I get it.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Previews world. Where do I go to find releases for next week?
Oh, John, I finished Oko. Did you ever read that, or did you just buy it?
I buy everything with the intention of reading it.
It's content. It's content. It got a little heavy texted there for a while, but I really, really like that, and I wish it had been released in an oversized hardcover format instead of the trade paperback. Yeah, because I fell in love with the artwork. It's just my kind of jam. But it's trade paperback, and it's the only way it's released. Apparently, Archaea canceled the last hardcover. Or was it the last 2 hardcovers? So this is the only way to complete it if you're a collector or a collected editions waiter like Jess. But yes, I really, really liked it. I thought it was solid. I liked the story. And I'm assuming you did not.
Had I read it, I would.
No, I'm saying you did not read it.
No, I did not.
Okay. So did you figure out what comes out next week?
Next week, yes. Let's see. Select publishers, select category. Graphic novels, trade paperbacks. Okay. I got it. For next week, let's see. Outcast, trade paperback, volume 6. Rat Queens, volume 5. IDW. Dead Man by Neil Adams. Oh, forget that. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 hardcover. Aquaman by Peter David, book 2. That's interesting. Is that Hook Hand guy? Yeah.
Oh, yes. For me. That's me. Yes.
Deadpool by Daniel Way, Omnibus, volume 2. Riley will be getting that, even though he was totally ripping upon Daniel Way. He's a completist, and he's sick that way.
I am too, but yeah, no Daniel Way. Can't do it.
Fantastic Four, Heroes Reborn, Marvel 2-in-1 Epic, Spider-Man.
That's something you forgot. That is something you forgot. There was an announcement of Fantastic Four Heroes Return, but it's coming in trade paperback, which I'm okay with that as long as I buy this, and I hope they release an omnibus because I was hoping it would be an omnibus because they did this with Captain America. Avengers had the trade paperbacks and the oversized hardcover before they had the Kurt Busiek Omnis. Thor, same thing. They had the trade paperbacks by Dan Jurgens, and then they released the 2 Omnis. And Iron Man, same thing that I mentioned earlier. But yes, Fantastic Four is we're finally getting. I mean, this is the Chris Claremont, Salvador Roca stuff that introduced Valeria. So this is really cool, which you should get. It's really fun.
Which one?
Fantastic Four, Heroes Return.
Heroes Return. That's the one next year.
Yes.
Okay. Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt Deluxe Edition. That's a big deal because that's been out of print for so long.
I've got the Epic, and I used to have the oversized hardcover, but I sold it. So it's a great read if you've never read Kraven's Last Hunt.
I think next week looks like a big pass for me. I'm not seeing anything from any. Oh, Grief by Frank Gogol is on Previews World. You'll be able to order that. Our own Frank Gogol from the Omnibus Collectors page.
And you interviewed him on your channel.
I interviewed him on my channel. I think Fangirls Assemble are going to interview him too. That's a big deal that he's in the previews page. Good for Frank.
That's awesome. It must be exciting to see your name there.
Yeah, I bet it really is. So, yeah, Omnipool, sorry, I'm not getting anything.
Clarknado, 7 Soldiers is the week after next. That's one of those, man. I don't know if I'm going to keep my hardcovers or if I'm going to get it because it's only $75. And if they throw me that half off at 37 or whatever 50% off is, it's going to be a hard. I don't know if I can pass up on that.
On 7 Soldiers?
Yes, I love that story.
Yeah, and
I absolutely love that story.
It's just standard size right now. I know I'm going to have a decision too.
What Marvel OHC design do you like the most? The older one with the longer logo or the new shorter logo and boxed image? Which is like what Vision and Spider-Gwen have. Oh, I don't know. The OCD person in me says I wish they were all the same.
Right.
Maybe the older I get, the more I'll appreciate the short box so I can read the font bigger what title I'm looking for. What does that say? New Avengers? Yeah. Maybe the short box one. That's fine. Jess? Thoughts?
I don't care.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I don't mean that in a snarky way. I just mean that it doesn't matter to me. The logo is okay with me no matter what. The only thing I care about is the trade dress for Rebirth. For DC, I want those all to say the same. Even if it doesn't say Rebirth, I want the blue top on there. I want those all to match. What's Trigonosis' question that we're not answering?
What did Batman 66 come out?
I didn't see it.
So that was pushed back a little bit then.
Your thoughts on showcasing halls? Oh, this is Trigonosis. I'm torn between seeing hosts show the art to see how good it is versus possible spoilers. How do you try to please both sides? Whenever I do a review or hauls, I always make sure I don't spoil anything. I always just show like the first half of the book or the first quarter of a book. I reviewed something today, Supergirl being super, where I could only show the first quarter of it. Otherwise, I gave too much away. So that was in a review I did. It wasn't in a haul, but I showcased that. If you're talking about overviews, yeah, you got to be careful with an omnibus that you don't give too much away while still showing enough that it's interesting to people. So yeah, that actually is an issue.
I try to flip through there, and I go back and edit my videos though if I show something like I don't know, Aunt May getting killed by Dr. Octopus or something like that. I'm like, oh, better not show that. Somebody will be mad. But as far as showcasing the art though. But I mean, if the book is called The Death of Gwen Stacy, I don't know if what I'm showing will ruin things for people. Just saying. Tyler, I don't think even Emily knows when or how often IST updates their damage content. I think it's daily, isn't it, Jess? Because there are people that have alerts on things that they've been waiting on to get damage cells for. Like, people have gotten lucky. I remember somebody getting like an absolute death for like $40 or $35, something like that. And they were like, oh, I just had it on my alerts.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could have alerts for damaged stuff.
Well, no, you don't. I mean, not through their website. You just do it. Yes, Clarknado. That PS4 Spider-Man game looks so awesome. And I can't wait to unlock every stupid, ridiculous costume that comes with it. Oh, here's a new to comics and wanted to read Batman. I was going to start year 1. Is there a certain order I should read after, or can I just pick up and choose the stories like Long Halloween and Nightfall? Well, Jess could probably tell you to pass on Nightfall.
I don't think that's necessary for you to read to enjoy Batman. However, others disagree with me.
Yes. I mean, 95% of the nation disagrees with Jess.
No. The nation?
That's how many people love Nightfall. I would say year 1 is a must. Long Halloween retcon year 2, so that's a good other place. I've got my Batman books in chronological order. I need to give a tour of my books again. I'll probably do that in October when I get a couple more Omnis. But yeah, that seems like a good place. But I'm the type of guy that would tell you to recommend any kind of Batman story just about to start off. I think New 52 was a solid run.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good kind of jumping on point for Batman.
I agree with that.
He keeps a lot of the history, but also introduces new elements to the story, and it's like a fresh take on. I don't even want to say a fresh take. It's a renewing of Batman, but keeping everything there. So that maybe New 52. I don't know. That's good. Pass on Nightfall. Tyler agrees with Jess. Oh God, I would love that Power Shazam Omnibus. That's the Jerry Ordway stuff from the 90s. See, that's stuff I wouldn't mind collecting. Oh man, here's a question that I would love to answer. The Mutant Agenda. What creative team would you like on the upcoming Uncanny book? Chris Claremont, John Byrne, Terry Austin on ink, and Joe Rosas on colors. I already got my team. Like, I got the whole team. Oh my God, I would love for that, but probably not going to happen, especially with John Byrne. I would like to see, honestly, who I've always wanted to see write Uncanny X-Men has been Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, but that's another probably not going to happen because those guys broke up.
Oh, so, they did. That's right.
I mean, they haven't written anything together since the Thanos Imperative, or I'm sorry, the Annihilators miniseries. They went their separate ways after that. I would like Fabian Nicieza to have a crack at it. That would be good. Again, he wrote X-Men for a long time. But there's some new blood out there, too. Donny Cates has been killing it with everything he's done. He killed it on Thanos. He killed it on... I'm really enjoying his Venom and that ridiculous, the Cosmic Ghost Rider book. His Doctor Strange was solid. I don't know. I'd read his Uncanny run. And as far as the artist, I wish they would pull that guy from DC, what's his name? Jorge Jimenez? Guy that drew Superman and Super Sons. Love that guy's artwork. I'd love to see him on Uncanny X-Men. That would be my dream team. Creative team. Jess, do you have a say?
No, I do not.
No, okay.
No, I go with what you say for X-Men.
What was the Hulk Dogs of War? Hulk Dogs of War is... Let's see if I have it here somewhere. See this old-ass Marvel trade paperback? This is the Hulk's Dogs of War, which contains 12 through 20, but I think this is getting an oversized hardcover. And if I'm not mistaken, this is by Paul Jenkins and Ron Garney. Man, these These old trade paperbacks are like meant to fall apart, I swear. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember reading this, and I read it. So I guess it wasn't that great. This is right before the Bruce Jones run. And Bruce Jones' run is one of those that's either really liked or not so popular with people. I thought it was okay. Because he was a horror writer. So his take on Hulk is interesting. It's more like a road trip kind of thing.
Here's a perfect question for me from Lloyd Wong. When you read a next volume of a book, do you guys go back and reread everything from the start, or you just hope you remember everything you read earlier? I have a famously bad memory, so I have to go back and reread volume 1 if I get volume 2. So I have to do that with everything, or at least go over it again to know where I am with
I skim.
volume 2. Yeah, I do some solid skimming.
I did that with Invincible because, you know, it's a year in between volumes, or hell, for that matter, the greatest manga ever made. Like, it was 3 years in between volumes 37 and 38, and then a year in between 38 and 39. But it's, you know, this is I'll put everything down when this book comes in. It is wonderful.
You were way excited for that.
Yeah. Yes. If you have not read Berserk, I highly recommend it, but skip the first volume.
Ricky C. Jess, can you keep us in the loop on Kickstarter books you're going to fund? That's a good idea. I can do that because
you do fund a lot of cool books that I'm jealous about later.
Except
for your titty books there.
That's not what this is. This is Killing Time in America. It's about
why are you holding that card up next to that lady's chest?
Well, because I got the Amanda Connor R-rated version.
Of course you did.
Well, of course I did, because it also came with well, I can't show you that. It came with a couple of...
We're going to do this again. Oh,
I can't show you that. Let's see. I can show you this, because it's really hyper-violent and maybe sexualized. Jimmy Palmiotti writing with Craig Whedon art. It came with some Amanda Connor goodies that I can't show you. Let's see. Can I show you this? Yeah, I can show you this. Yeah, this was a Kickstarter book, and I'm kind of bummed out. I want to review it, but it's only available to the people that Kickstarted it, and only if extra copies are left are they going to let other people buy it. So it's hard to review a book that's not available to the general public. So I'm of two minds of that. I mean, it's possible they'll have extra copies. This is Paper Films that put it out. It's because Jimmy Palmiotti has been doing a lot of this kickstarting for his books. I got the previous one he did. So I don't know if I should review it or not, because it's not available to the general public, and I don't know if they're going to have extra copies. But yeah, I can definitely, next time I fund a book, post that like on Instagram or something like that, or on the Omnibus Collectors page.
I'm sorry. Did you just say that you use Instagram?
I have an Instagram account.
Okay, that sounds more like you. Yeah, I'd love to know, because you're always finding these interesting books, and you always like, oh yeah, I kickstarted this like 8 years ago. Look at this. That is the thing with Kickstarter, right? Like, they take your money, and God, I hope that it gets made, because Kickstarter for Osamu Tezuka manga has been rough lately. Let's see, Omar, what do you? Let's see. There are two questions. Omar, the least favorite Chris Claremont X-Men story. Right off the bat, the House of M crossover. That was ridiculous. He was forced to write this House of M crossover that made no sense, and forced to write. I'm sure, like, he himself just was like, I don't know what the hell to do with these characters. I don't know what a House of M is. He did such a shitty job that Alan Davis was like, man, this script is making no sense. I'm out. I love you, Chris, but you're on your own. I don't think he even finished that story. I think somebody had Chris Pachalo. Somebody else came in and finished it. It was really shitty. Omar, what do you consider a first appearance? The first cameo appearance or the first full appearance? So that is an interesting question. Like, because we have I'll use Cable for an example. Cable appeared in New Mutant 86 at the bottom of a panel, and then in New Mutants 87 was his first full appearance. I'll tell you why. Like how I determine it. Which one's worth more money? I guess Wolverine Hulk 181 is worth more than Hulk 180, right? He made a cameo in 180, so I guess 181 is the one that counts. Nobody really goes out and puts a 9.8 on a Hulk 180. That would be my take. What do you think, Jess?
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean the market. I think the marketplace determines that. If we're talking older books, I think the marketplace determines that, and they agree with you that 181, since it's the first full blown, and the others were just cameos, 180 and 182. They consider the first sort of fleshed out role of the character to be the first appearance. So
there's the guy that can answer that question. Gabe's in the chat.
Yarny, oh yeah. Okay, go ahead.
That's Mutant Agenda. It was like there's also the Matter first appearance, pre-superhero alias, and then first appearance with the code name, right? Like you have side characters like Cletus Cassidy, right?
Carnage. Oh, right.
You're to like Amazing Spider-Man 344, 345, right? With him getting the little symbiote, and then full Carnage appearance in like 360 and 361. 361 really is the one that counts.
Right.
So yeah, there is that. Things like that. That's a good point.
Jess, Yarny asked, what was a Harley book you couldn't get into? That's easy. Harley's Little Black Book. I thought the writers of that book, there was like one good story in that book, and the rest of the book I thought just was, it ranged from excellent one story to god awful. The Lobo story was unreadable. I could not stand that. If I could rip the pages out and pour root beer on it, I would. I hated that Lobo story. Well, yeah.
You can. You can.
I might do that. I get enraged when I read that Lobo story. It's so out of character. I mean,
for Lobo or for Harley Quinn?
For Harley. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So you do care about whether a character is acting in character or out of character if it's somebody you care about. Like Harley Quinn.
If it's somebody I know a lot about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If it's a character I don't know much about, I may not know that he's acting out of character. In Identity Crisis, I knew those characters were acting out of character that we were upset with. But if it's a certain Marvel book, I may not have deep enough knowledge to know.
I got you. Okay. Fair enough. You have explained yourself, my good sir. Is the X-Men Revolution by Chris Claremont Omnibus worth to pick up? Omnipool, I bought it. I'm going to do a review on my channel of it, or an overview, really. I'm picking it up because I'm a Chris Claremont apologist, and I'm a completist, so yeah, I have to own it. It's the first return of Chris Claremont to X-Men. It's drawn by Adam Kubert, so it takes place like right before New X-Men. So I'm buying it. So maybe if you watch my video, you can see if you want to buy it or not. It's got some really nice artwork by Adam Kubert.
Mutant Agenda, I punish bad comic books by pouring Diet A&W root beer on them.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, I've only done that to 3 or 4 books out of the hundreds that I've read in the past couple of years. So it's definitely an act of punishment. But Riley had a great idea. Did you see that I got the Mega Man cereal with the pop in it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and it's really awful cereal. Somebody asked me how it tasted, so I opened it up and tasted
Why
some.
would you eat it? It's blue, right? You're just eating blue.
That's about what it tasted like. Somebody asked me what it tasted like, so I said, okay, I'll go try it. But I usually don't. And this was god awful. And Riley said, as punishment and for my channel, I should pour root beer over the cereal. and eat it that way. So I'm punishing it, but also making it better by dousing it in root beer. I don't think I'm going to do that, but that was one of his ideas. And I can see you're clearly moved by that idea.
I love that idea, Jess. I think you should do it more. How much of that cereal? Like, how much was that? Wasn't it like $7?
Something like that. Yeah, Omnipool, you did ask me what it tasted like.
I do have another question. I didn't know you liked Mega Man. Why'd you buy that?
Because it's I like cereal. I collect cereal boxes.
Fake fan.
Yeah. I'm a fan of cool cereal boxes, and that's why
What's
I got
Mega Man's name in Japanese?
Crunchy Manja Man.
Not even close.
Yeah, no, I've never played a Mega Man game, but I thought it was a cool concept. I'm also getting the Batman and Batgirl cereals. I'm going to get the what's the clown's name from It? Why am I having a hard time?
Bozo?
No. Pennywise. Getting Pennywise cereal, getting now I'm blocking on it. I'm getting about 5 boxes of cereal with all different kinds of characters and pops, and I like collecting cereal. Oh, Nash Villains! I wish I had Nintendo Power cereal box.
Those things are cool.
That would be great to have that.
You know, like the my buddy Rob, he's one of my co-hosts on the show. On my show, he collects the stupid, like he's a Nintendo whore. So everything Nintendo. So at one time, the Mario cereal was selling on eBay for like 20-something bucks. It just came out. Like stores were limiting 1 box per customer of the Mario cereal. And I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I'm like, you're not gonna open that, right? Unlike you, he actually will not open it. He will just keep it. Like you wanted the little figure, right?
I had to get the pop out, so I had to open it. Yeah,
that's really cool. You're a huge pop collector. I forgot about that. Yep, I see that. You don't even let you just. So what determines whether they stay in the box or not? Like I see a bunch of Harleys out.
Right, those are all the collector ones, like specific to you know, like a Toys R Us or San Diego Con. Sometimes Walgreens has a limited edition one, or they're flocked, or they glow in the dark. Then they all go in the stack. But sometimes I get lucky and I'll find a Chase Pop, or like I got lucky and found, but I took him out of the box because he looks so good. Was this Hellboy one? Yeah, I couldn't leave him in the box, even though he's hard to find because he looks so cool. So I took him out of the box.
My wife always buys me my pop figures. That's the rule, because I have too many hobbies. The rule is I'm not allowed to buy myself pop figures. But she's got me some pretty cool ones and some really rare ones, like the Goonies Sloth. That's what I was going to ask you next. Is like, do you have certain series that you collect and like you pass on? Like do you have any of, like, I don't know, Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers, Murder She Wrote? I don't know.
That's ageist. You ageist, you?
No, it's the Father. What's name's mysteries? Father Downey mysteries.
Matlock. Yeah, those.
Matlock. Yeah. But they just have a pop for everything, man.
They do. I generally I do have Napoleon Dynamite ones, just because that movie is like a big hit in my family. All 3 of us love that movie. But otherwise, and I have Winnie the Pooh ones, but otherwise it's pretty much superhero. Although I have Flock Scooby-Doo, I have Glow in the Dark Anger from the movie Inside Out. So it's kind of all over the place with what I like. But I do like the kind of not necessarily chase ones, but the special ones, you know, like that Hellboy, which I got from Entertainment Earth, which was the San Diego Comic-Con one.
Okay, because I know somebody was mentioning about the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. That's the one my buddy went crazy over, the Dragon Zord and the Megazord, because they're a little bit bigger.
I think Trigonosis is a big collector of those. I
Yeah,
don't.
he's the one that was mentioning it.
Right. Yeah, he's more tuned into those than I am. And same with Tyler Blunt.
Yes, I know Tyler and Gio. Gio also collects that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, they're more into those. I think because those resonate with them through through their childhood more than me.
Oh,
Mine
so it's
was
about your childhood then. Where's your Howdy Doody? Like,
yeah, my Captain Kangaroo pops. Now those would be pops I would get with Mr. Green Jeans and
there you
Mr.
go. Yeah,
Moose, Bunny Rabbit, Grandfather Clock. I'd get those from Captain Kangaroo.
little orphan Annie from your
I
little radio serials that you used to
I
listen to.
that's right. I think I told you I have a decoder
You
pin
did.
from
We've had this
Orphan Annie.
conversation.
Yeah.
I think you pulled it out one time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's take 5 more minutes of questions and then we'll call it a night, brother.
This is
This has
probably
been a
be a
lot of
good
fun.
time to talk about InStockTrades.com, since we are talking about comic books, where you can get up to 50% off your collected editions. Loyalty discounts add 2%, can add 2% to that. A lot of times they have sales where you can get an extra 3% off. Over $50 in the United States gets you free shipping and on orders, fabulous customer service, and the most amazing packaging around. That's InStockTrades.com.
Well done. Well done again.
Thank you.
Mutant Jen said his first Emma Frost pop arrived with her arm completely broken off. That sucks. I have since replaced her. If only she had been the diamond form. Oh, that's right. There was an exclusive diamond form, right? I assume Emma Frost.
Right. I'm looking for that. I think I have it. Let's see. I have a couple of Emma Frost pops that I can see right off the bat.
But there's a guy that does like independent, like he makes statues out of pop figures. I really like his stuff, but it's so expensive because I know
I bet it is.
he's got one of the fastball special. It's a Wolverine and Colossus. Like it's Colossus throwing Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
It's like I think it was like $75 because he makes it himself. But I'm like, oh man, I would so own that. That is so cool.
Of course, Steve Gribbus. I don't know if Steve pays attention to these Omnibros chats, but Steve is the one that got me my best pop ever, and that's the Zur-NR Batman with the upside down utility belt accident. This was such a controversial pop that pop groups on Facebook banned people from talking about it. People went so crazy getting this thing and were asking an arm and a leg for it like the day it was released. And Steve Gribbus was kind enough to get me one from, I think, Target. Yeah, Target. He got me one. It's really hard to find, but mine came with a production accident where the utility belt is upside down.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So that was a mistake, huh?
Yeah, makes it even more specialer.
Oh, here's a question. Jess, Omar, what is a statue that you're willing to get rid of? Don't love that much.
Oh, that's easy. I knocked it over and it broke.
Like on purpose because you hated it that much?
No. I'm lucky it was the one that broke. I knocked into one of my Detolf display cases, and it was a Harley Quinn statue that was one of my first statues. But I've come to think of it as kind of just blah now because there's so many more interesting Harley statues. And it fell off and broke, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to replace that one. That's not that big of a deal. And that's a Harley Quinn statue, so
yeah, I know how much you like that character.
Yeah, so that's a statue I'm not that enamored of. How about you?
I've got one, but it would be for the same reason because I really like the design. So there was a Witchblade. I know you're familiar with the comic book, but in Japan they released an animated series, an anime of Witchblade, and she looks a lot more over sexualized than the Witchblade from the comic book, believe it or not. So while I was in Japan, I found one that I really, really liked. So that was 10 years ago. And I bought it. But then I saw one online where she was like all bending over and her titties are spilling out everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I see that one? So I kind of want to knock this one off and break it so I can buy that. Kind of like what you did with your liquid. Oh, look, I have more room.
Yeah, she's getting replaced by Mira that I just the new Mira statue, which is gorgeous. That was and at a reasonable price too. So I'm replacing that with her.
Let's see. Omar, have you read Avengers Standoff Assault on Pleasant Hill? No, I haven't. I have not read that. I don't know what that is. That's not what's it called? The Attack on Titan crossover. The Spider-Verse saga, is that collection printed out of order? Yeah, Lloyd, it sucks. It sucks so much that I think in the what the contents page, the table of contents, it tells you the order to read it in, but the way that it's printed out of fucking order. It doesn't even include the first appearing, the Edge of the Spider-Verse, which introduces characters like Gwenpool, or not Gwenpool, Spider-Gwen. So it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, that's one of the more disappointing books I've ever purchased.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
I got a question for you. In Spider-Verse, is that where we first this is my question, how to pronounce this character's name. It's SP//DR Spider, the mechanized suit girl, Penny Parker. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Araña?
No. The character is like a mechanized spider suit, SP//DR, and her name's Penny Parker, and I'm wondering if her first appearance was in Spider-Verse. But you don't know who I'm talking about?
I'm trying to look at a picture of her.
Okay, it's SP//DR.
Penny. Okay. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. It's PENI, not P. Not like a penny.
Okay, it's pronounced spider. That's what I thought. Gabe says it's pronounced spider.
Okay. I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not familiar with that character. I know that she's gonna have a mini series, right?
Yeah. Edge of Spider-Verse 5 was the first appearance. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
That's what I thought. I thought that was a cool character that I am interested in finding more out about.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's what sets up Secret Empire. The Avengers standoff. Okay. Cool. So Edge of Spider-Verse. So I don't know, because I don't have Edge of Spider-Verse because that was only collected in trade paperback format and not oversized hardcover. So fuck you, Marvel. All right, man. So good time to call it a night, brother.
Okay, dude. It's good talking to you as usual. Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on my channel, Near Mint Condition. You can also find me with this fine gentleman on the Facebook group, which is
the Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and Community.
Perfect. And where can they find you whenever you're making videos for yourself?
They can, yeah, I'm the only one that watches them.
Shut up. You have such a huge following.
On YouTube, OmniDog's Vault. And on Instagram, yes, old people use Instagram, OmniDogs_Vault. And I can attest to how fun Near Mint Condition's show is. I've been on it 2 Tuesdays in a row, and it is fun. So definitely watch Near Mint Condition. That is a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you for plugging my show again. I appreciate it. And you can watch my other lady from Near Mint Condition on Sunday in this very channel, where she is joined with the rest of the fangirls.
Right. Fangirls Assemble. First episode of their own, all on their own. They're going to be running the boards and everything. Fangirls Assemble, 8 p.m. this Sunday, August 5th.
Eastern Standard Time. So
Eastern Standard Time.
Give them a look, guys. They're really fun ladies. And
oh, they are a blast. I will definitely be watching.
They definitely have different topics than we do. That's for sure. And they build each other up, whereas Jess and I tear each other down.
That's right. Girls build, boys destroy.
That's true. That's true. Well, everybody, have a great night. Thank you for joining us.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you very much.